so when I went to college, I guess it's no surprise that I gravitated towards being a history major. And I studied not just American history, but European history, Asian history. But I sort of had this sense of history that the fact that I was shared with me that I was part of a larger family that had had a historical impact that affected where I was living today and the country I was living in today, and all the people that I knew were affected by what my family had done generations before, not just Robert E. Lee. So I had a larger sense of me as part of a family tree that wasn't just my immediate family.
Right. Well, absolutely. Right. And that's so. Let's see. Before we get what before we get through, so the Lees are just this massively
Massively.
this massive family that is just super important because we go all the way back to again the forming of our nation and the Richard Henry Lee is the president of the Continental Congress after under the Articles of Confederation, and yet creates again we create the Constitution of the Bill of Rights part of his influence and under his direction, and that's what we have today. And then generations later we have Robert E. Lee as well. And so before we get into Robert E. Lee, what more do we want to talk about with with Richard Henry Lee? Do we want to? Let's see.
I think it's important to bring up the topic of slavery and
Okay.
enslaved people. That if you and again, Hamilton is a great play to go to understand some of this tension that occurred as the country was being formed. These men are talking on inalienable rights and equality, and yet many of them own slaves. And they
Right.
own enslaved people. I'm trying to change my language on this. Enslaved people, they were people.